Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to be with you tonight. I am Whitney DeVos, and we are coming to you live here on, I think it's a Tuesday, October 10th. Yesterday was just my birthday, so I should remember that one. And I just cannot wait to bring you this information. We've been working on it for a while, and you are in for a stellar evening. I've been in the health and wellness industry for about 4 years now. And tonight I have brought in with me not only someone who's become a great friend of mine, but someone who has so much knowledge in this industry. He is a holistic nutritionist. He has been working in that field for nearly 20 years. And someone who it's just been a pleasure to introduce him to my clients and be able to bring in this extra brain, extra knowledge to know what is going on in everybody's unique situation. And so tonight is going to be an interactive night. We do have live chat open. And so right now, go ahead, type in, where are you watching from? We would love to know. And also, if you're catching it on the replay, we want to know that too, so we can follow up with you and catch up later and answer any questions that you might type in then, because that is part 2 of tonight. That go ahead, type in your questions as you have them. We are going to have a Q&A session at the end, and so if we don't answer it immediately, we will be checking that at the end. And with that, I am going to go ahead and throw it over to Alan. He's got a great presentation for you tonight that we're going to decode nutrition labels. Like, have you ever been confused while you walk through the aisles? Something has extra vitamins. It's a great source of vitamin D. Sounds like a great thing to be not only giving us and our kids, but maybe is there something hiding behind that? Alan, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Whitney. I'm excited to be here and welcome everybody. I see that we've got prospect neighbors from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Probably lots of people from Michigan, which is where Whitney is. I'm coming to you from the coast of North Carolina, over on the beach in North Carolina. And I think that Whitney kind of jinxed us because I was up in northern Michigan a couple of weeks ago, and I took the warm weather up there with me, and it was beautiful. And I woke up yesterday morning and it was 45 degrees here at the beach. And I thought, oh my goodness. So this morning it was 50 degrees. So hopefully it's still getting up in the upper 70s during the day, later in the day. But those morning chilies are just, crazy. So anyway, hey, there's Victoria. Hey, Victoria from Southern Ohio, who used to be from Florida. So she's up there in the cold weather now too. Victoria, good to have you join us. Those two are watching from a YouTube channel. We can even see where you're joining us from. So let's jump right in and talk about this. And I'm going to get rid of that banner for now so we can see the presentation, and then we can still see your comments. Again, as Whitney said, I'd like to know whether you're watching live, whether you're watching from the replay, where you're watching from. But again, been in the industry for many, many years. And I tell you, I've learned so much in talking about labels and what's going on in the label world. I want to first tell you about Linus Pauling. Dr. Linus Pauling has been in the nutrition industry. He dedicated his entire life to studying the effects of nutrition on the health and wellness of our body. And so he's not only to win the Nobel Prize for your research is impressive. So
Yeah.
he's won the Nobel Prize not once, but twice, Whitney, twice. And so they were interviewing him, and he said, I can sum up my entire life's research in this one statement. And so he said, you can trace every sickness, every disease, and every ailment to a mineral deficiency and toxins in the body. That is a little bit interesting and a little bit scary, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, would you have ever thought that? A mineral deficiency?
No.
And what we're going to talk about is this. These are stuff's going on today. 70% of people report feeling tired every day. 65% report not being able to sleep at night. He's sleeping at his desk and he can't sleep at night, it looks like. Depression and obesity are now at global epidemic numbers. This is a number that really just blows me away. And I talk about it all the time, and I'm going to reference back to this as we go through. Did you know that 88 years ago, one in over 3,600 Americans got cancer. One in over 3,600. This past year, it was one in every three women and two in every three men will be diagnosed with cancer this year in 2023. That's one in every 2.5 people.
That's us.
That's
That's
there's
you
two.
and me.
I don't know who that person is, but listen, I'm not getting it, so I hope you don't either.
Not me.
These statistics tell me that something's wrong, that there's issues, that there's problems. When you look at the issues that are out there, heart health, brain fog, skin health, digestive issues, inflammation, metabolism and weight loss, which is the obesity rate, low energy, muscle aches, joint discomfort, sleep. I mean, all these issues are on the rise. And so you hear a lot of people, Whitney, and you've heard these people that go, well, it's just genetics. Well,
Mm,
it runs in my family. Have you ever heard that?
yeah.
Runs in my family. Well, according to the experts, healthy lifestyle and healthy living is 70% of your health. 20% is exercise, and only 10% is related to genetics.
That's incredible. Because how many times do we say, oh, there's nothing I can do about it? It's the hand that I was dealt. This is just what I have to live with. Like, that's a mindset that I hear so often.
Yes. And what's interesting about it is that I tell people all the time, let me tell you about genetics. You see, your grandmother learned to cook and eat and exercise and do things a certain way. She taught your mother, who taught you.
Hmm.
That's the genetic part. And so you break the cycle. You have to break the cycle because listen, we now live in a world that is overfed and undernourished.
Mm,
The food that we eat. If I don't know if you've been overseas very much, Whitney, but when you go overseas, the portion control, they'll give you a lot of times when I go out, I buy one meal and we split it
yeah.
because the portions are so large and the amount of food. And not only that, but what's in it is even worse. And so what's happening is the supplements, the vitamins and minerals and supplements, that's on a rise. Now over 80% of adults take a vitamin and mineral supplement every single day. Remember that number because it's going to get scary. Because vitamins in today's world, according to Harvard Medical School, according to lots of different research out there, are full of chemicals, isolates, and toxins.
Mm.
Chemicals, isolates, and toxins. So before we get into the supplement thing, let's talk about something here. The cancer, again, 1 in 2.5 people are going to get cancer. So let's look at this. I want to look at the top 10 unhealthy cancer causing foods. Top 10. So, number 1, hydrogenated oils. Oils that have been hydrogenated and they are not good for you. They're bad for you. They build up in your arteries. It's just not good for you. Number 9, farm raised fish.
Mm.
Whitney, have you ever seen how they farm raised fish?
I have, unfortunately.
They keep them in big pools, like the pools the above ground pools you see in neighborhoods. And did you know that a lot of times they put chicken wire on top and they raise chickens on top of
Stop
the fish so they don't have to feed the fish?
it.
They put
Like,
them.
appetizing.
Yes. And get this. So they don't, there's so many fish crammed in there that a lot of them die. Well, so they dump antibiotics in the water to keep some of them alive, but it's too much trouble to pull the dead ones out. To just wait till they harvest them.
No, thank
Crazy.
you.
Yeah. Number 8, non-organic fruits and vegetables sprayed with, they're non-organic, which is they're genetically modified, and they're sprayed with herbicides and pesticides. And even if you wash them, you see the plants that are growing these have been sprayed since they were infants before they ever produced fruit. So washing your fruits doesn't help.
Yeah.
Refined white sugar or bleached sugar, because they do bleach it. Flour is not traditionally white. They did that, believe it or not, because they found that people found it more attractive. Who cares what it looks like, right? Refined, again, white processed sugar. bleached white processed sugar, number 6. Number 5, diet foods and diet sodas. I tell
Mm,
people all the time, they go, oh, I drink a diet soda. I say, you'd be better off just to drink regular. But the amount of sugar you're consuming is amazing. So you're doing 2 of the top 10 in one drink, in one
yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
Number 4, sodas, sweetened sodas is even worse than diet sodas. So now, number 3, I always love to do this, Whitney. And I'm not going to ask you, but the number 3, and I don't know if Victoria can play or not because Victoria's seen this presentation before. So Victoria, but I always say, who can guess the number 3 cancer-causing food in America? If you can guess, we're going to send you a detox pack of product, absolutely free. Free shipping, free everything. You'll learn what that is later. But if you can guess, I like to give people, if you want to throw a guess out there and just say, hey, what do you think it is? What do you think the number 3 cancer-causing food is? I've been doing this presentation for many, many years, and I've never had anyone guess.
This
And
amazed me when you told me earlier. I expected sugar to be a lot higher on this list, actually.
yeah,
And when we were talking about it earlier, I'll tell all of you that I did not get it myself. I
no.
was way off.
And so you think sugar because you hear all the time, which is true, that when you get sugar, when you get cancer, sugar feeds the cancer, but it also feeds the parasites that are in the
Hmm.
cancer, which cause cancer to grow more. So, without further delay, what is the number 3 cancer causing food? It is microwave popcorn.
Unbelievable.
Why is that, Whitney?
You
Well,
want me to say why it is the cancer causing agent?
why? Yes. Uh huh.
Because the corn is not only genetically modified, but sprayed with, how do you say that, glyphosate, and
Uh huh.
then it's put in a bag with aluminum in it, and we put it in the microwave to just complete the radiation.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah, because aluminum has been proven to cause cancer, but they put it in an aluminum lined bag so it'll pop faster. Because 2 minutes and 30 seconds is way too long to wait for popcorn. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So number 2, processed meats and a lot, not just processed meats, but meats as a whole. Why is that? Well, because meats, you have to really pay attention to meats. Is eating meat bad for you? Is eating protein bad for you? Well, 90% of it that's on the marketplace is bad for you because it contains growth hormones and IDS. And so, which is something that causes it to grow more. Because listen, back in the day, farmers, when they raised cows, they took care of their cows, they raised them, they cared about them, they fed them, they were out in the pastures, and they were just regular farmers like our neighbors. But now the commercial farming has taken over that industry. And their goal is to grow these cows bigger and faster. Bigger and faster. So what do? They feed them, they keep them in pens and don't let them walk around and get a lot of exercise, because when they do that, they build muscle and the muscle's tough and it's not as it's easy to sell. And they exercise, they will work off weight, and they're selling them by the pound. And so what they do is they fill them full of growth hormones, steroids, and IDS, and this helps them grow faster and bigger. But by keeping them pinned up and doing that, they get sick. So then they dump them full of antibiotics. So you need to look for meat that says never, never, never any hormones and never any antibiotics. And you can listen, a trick. See, industry leaders, they trick you with labels, trick you.
Mm,
Labels. It'll say grass fed. That doesn't mean they don't have hormones and antibiotics.
sure.
It just means they're feeding them grass.
They
And they're
also had,
also, go ahead,
I just said they also had grass on top of those other things.
they're feeding them genetically modified grain and feed.
Mm,
Yes.
yeah.
And we keep talking about genetically modified. The number one cancer causing product are GMOs.
Hmm.
GMOs. It's absolutely ridiculous. And so when you see that, if you look at this next slide here, when you look at the grocery store, You go down the aisles, there's artificial colors, artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners, artificial preservatives, artificial fertilizer, artificial pesticides. Basically, you're eating artificial food. If man didn't, if man made it, then it's made and cooked up most of the time in some type of lab or factory.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, this is an interesting statistic. Did you know that 25 countries have banned GMOs?
I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah. Not North America, not United States. 22 additional countries require labels on foods that contain GMOs that
Okay.
says, warning, this food contains GMOs, may cause sickness, illness, and possibly death. Is that
It's
not
not a
crazy?
side effect I'm looking for.
Not well. That if you notice, there's a lot of companies that I know of who don't ship products to other countries because they don't want to put the label on there.
Sure.
So it's genetically modified organisms. And here's the thing: what people don't understand is this: they say, "Oh, well, they genetically modify them so they can grow them more of them." That's not true. Or bigger. No, that's not true. So if you look at, let's just take tomatoes for example. Have you
Okay.
ever eaten a farm-raised, homegrown tomato?
Yeah. Yeah. Best.
They're oddly shaped, right? They got weird shapes
Yeah.
and weird. They're dark red, and you have to have a really sharp knife to cut them, right?
Yeah. Delicate.
Yeah, delicate. But these things you buy in the store, they're perfectly round. They're kind of pink. They're not really red. I mean, you can play softball with them if you don't hit them too hard, you know. So what the reason they genetically modify them, if you look here, currently modified to survive the herbicide treatments that they're doing, producing their own pesticides to resist certain diseases. So they're spraying them with Monsanto Roundup. They
Hmm.
genetically modify them so they'll survive the Roundup, but the weeds don't.
Mm.
And so, did you know that Monsanto Roundup just settled a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit?
Yeah. Hmm.
And they said yes, causing cancer. But
They.
if you go into any hardware store, anywhere you go, what can you find?
You can still go buy Roundup.
You can still buy Roundup. So here's something I want you to pay attention to: the five most prevalent crops. Okay. The five most prevalent crops are sugar beets, soy. And oh, by the way, soy is not good for you, even if it's not genetically modified. But soy, canola, and corn are used as fillers in a lot of
Mhm.
foods. So
Yeah. Oh.
a lot. You'll buy a product that you would think would never have soy, but you better look because it contains soy because it's a filler.
Mm.
I was in the restaurant business for years. We were in Pizza Huts and we went from Blodgett ovens to jet sweep ovens, the conveyor belt. When we
Okay.
got to about 10 minutes, our pizzas came out soggy. We couldn't figure out why. Not all of them, not all of them, but some of them. We
Okay.
figured out that the pork we were using, pork topping for our pizzas, were 60% soy and 40% pork.
Oh.
And when you heated that soy up, it became wet and moist and made our dough soggy. So you want to pay attention to that. Canola oil, cotton, and then corn.
So
Now,
not only what we're eating, but now, I mean, that's getting into what we're wearing.
getting into what we're wearing. Absolutely. Yeah. Toxins are everywhere. So, what do food labels really mean? What do they mean? You see these labels, but how often do you read them and understand what they mean? Because here's the thing, you have to understand that the food manufacturers manufacture the food, but the marketing companies are the ones who put the labels together so you will buy them.
Hmm.
So look at this, Whitney. When
I
it
love
says when it says no sugar added, instead we've added a variety of sweet tasting carcinogenic chemicals to make it sweet.
it. Mm.
Yeah. Artificial flavoring, a horrible mix of chemicals that will trick your brain into thinking you're eating something healthy.
Now,
Artificial flavor.
I just did this with my kids today in our school, and we talked about how God gave us these senses, right? Sight, smell, taste. And it's to alert us when there's something bad, right? You're not going to eat something that's gone rotten because it smells funny. It might look funny. So it's giving you two red flags. But right here, I was just thinking about this earlier that all that bad stuff's in there, but they've covered it up. They put a mask on it. So our senses are thrown off.
They try to trick your body into consuming them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Natural flavoring, a tiny drop of lemon or something added to the chemical crap listed above. Yeah. Low fat. Instead of fat, we added a chemical cocktail that's worse than fat ever was.
Hmm.
An essential source of vitamins and minerals. Have you seen that a lot and heard that a lot, right?
Yeah. It's
But what it
important.
Yeah, so what it means is we've added a salad of unavailable vitamins and minerals to hide the rest of the garbage that we're feeding you and your children. We're wanting you to think that you're eating healthy by putting this junk in your food. So
Yeah.
here's
Distracting you.
they're distracting you, and their goal is to sell you stuff.
Hmm.
The cereal industry came out years ago because people were trying to figure out a healthy way to eat, but it really became more popular when women started working in the workplace and they needed a quick, easy way to feed their children.
Okay.
So not only are they giving them cereal, which we'll talk about in a minute, but they're also giving them pasteurized milk.
Yeah, that's another
It's
big one.
a big one, a big one. So check this one out. Everybody's heard of Tony the Tiger.
Great.
That's it. Everybody, and it's great for your kids. They show Tony the Tiger playing baseball and hitting home runs and
Yeah,
scoring baskets and all these great things that make kids want to eat these frosted flakes. Well, understand that when you read an ingredient label, the way their ingredient labels are required to be listed is that it's the whatever is the most of in there is listed first.
sure.
But here's what's interesting. We talked about looking right here what it says. Corn is used in this product. The corn that's used in this product, the GMO corn,
Mhm.
contains traces of soybeans.
Just a little filler in there for you. Gosh.
Yeah. So the number one ingredient in Frosted Flakes is milled GMO corn. How do I know it's GMO corn? Because the label doesn't say non-GMO.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference in the United States and other countries is other countries will tell you if it contains GMOs, and the United States they're not going to say anything, but they're proud of the fact that it is GMO free, so they'll put that on the label.
Right.
Did you know there's over 62 words they use to describe sugar?
That's higher than I thought.
And here's a bunch of them. So milled corn is number one, sugar is the number two ingredient, malt flavoring, which is sugar flavoring, is number three. Number four is high fructose corn syrup, which is the worst type of sugar you can consume. And here's what always makes me kind of laugh. Then they added some salt. I'm like, did you make it so salty? I mean, so sweet you had to add a little salt?
Balance it back out.
Yeah. So here comes some words that I want you to start paying attention to because we're going to come back to later. Sodium ascorbate and ascorbic acid, parentheses, vitamin C.
Yeah, okay.
They want you to feel like, hey, this is good. We're giving you some vitamin C.
Yeah.
Niacinamide. Oh, niacin. That's good, right? Isn't that good for you?
I
Iron. Okay. Paradoxide hydrochloride or vitamin B6. That's a vitamin, so that's good. Riboflavin, remember that word, vitamin B2. Oh, it's got to be good. It's vitamin. See, they got these vitamins in here to make you feel like, oh, I'm giving my kid all this sugar, but he's getting some vitamins too.
yeah.
Yeah. And then they got preservatives, so these sugar flakes won't go bad. Yeah. And it's so and it's terrible. If you look at what this includes, it's 37 grams of carbs, 10 grams of sugar, and only 4 grams of protein. Your body needs protein.
Yeah.
I need to eat at my weight 170 grams of protein a day.
Oh, that's higher than I would have thought.
Yeah. But see, your body, in order to lose weight, you have to consume protein so your body doesn't will burn that. instead of storing fat.
Sure.
Yeah. So, and the carb to protein ratio, this is way off. It should be 50-50.
Okay.
So let's look at orange juice. Orange juice is good for you, right? Here we go. So on the left is Minute Maid, but at the top of the label, you see it says non-GMO, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you look over here, it's pure squeezed. And look at what the ingredients are. 100% pure squeezed pasteurized orange juice.
It sounds okay.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I don't see any other ingredients in here other than the fact that it's pasteurized and it's non-GMO, so that's good. But look
Mhm.
at this store brand, and I don't mean not all. Listen, Minute Maid makes a regular GMO filled product too, but I'm always looking for this one. But look at this ingredients in this one. This orange juice. It says that it's the number one ingredient is water. The number two ingredient is high fructose corn syrup. And look, and 2% of less of each of the following, which means this is 98% water and sugar that you're drinking.
Unbelievable.
And it's got the ascorbic acid in there for vitamin C. But what I like is at the bottom where it says yellow food coloring. Because
You have to make it look right on the shelf. It's
that's
all catching somebody's eye again. It's that mind trick.
because sugar water is clear,
Yeah.
you know.
And when you
I,
just put a drop of what? Orange, tangerine, and apple juice and all these different things, it's not going to change the color, right?
well, it's 98% sugar water, but they throw out a little bit of that in there so it'll taste like something besides sugar water,
Yeah.
right? Now, next is one of my favorites, which is oatmeal cream pies, and it really is. When I was a kid, I would eat. You'd have to hide these because I would eat. You know, and they used to come 10 to a box, and they were a lot bigger. Now they're the half the size and 12. I guess because eating so many big ones will kill you. But anyway, these are Little Debbie, and Little Debbie's got to be good for you. She's been around forever, right? And on the back of the label, and I don't have this on here, there's a picture of a black and white picture of farmers. Reminds me of Green Acres. And they're holding a pitchfork, and it says it's a family tradition.
Yeah.
But let's look. Oatmeal cream pies, right? The number one ingredient is sugar, corn syrup, bleached flour, okay? Barley malt, more sugar. There's that word niacin and reduced iron. So, let's get some vitamins in here, right?
Mhm.
And there's some riboflavin, and remember those words, folks, because we're going to cover that in a minute. It's going to blow you away. Blow you away. Folic acid, hydrogenated soybean. There's that word. Cottonseed oil. There's that oil word. With TBHQ to preserve the flavor. What's that? Oh, look, here's more sugar. And then way down here, we find some oats and some water and some dextrose, which is sugar, some molasses, which is sugar, and some raisins. I don't even know what the raisins are, but contains 2% or less of each of the following. So all this stuff down here is 2% or less. And look, there's some high fructose corn syrup down here,
Yeah, more sugar.
caramel coloring, red dye number 40. If you haven't heard that, you've been living under a rock. All
Again,
the
what is the use of that here? Like, this isn't even a red thing. They're just changing the OD color.
I guess to get this kind of brownish red if you mix it with the right colors. Because if you mix red and yellow, maybe it turns to brown. I don't know.
I think that's orange.
Titanium dioxide. Yeah. So this is not good for you. But here's one that I like. It's, we had Little Debbie. Now we got Betty Crocker. You know Betty Crocker, right? Betty. Oh, Betty.
Yeah.
She's good. So this is what kids love. Real made, and it says here made with real fruit. I got that circled. And an excellent source of vitamin C. You think? Well, let's look
Excellent.
what excellent source. This is corn syrup, dried corn syrup, sugar. So it's sugar, 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 pear puree concentrate, palm oil, and then 2% or less of the following: citric acid, fruit pectin, monoglycerides, malic acid, dextrose, vitamin C. But when it says a vitamin and beside it, it's got parentheses, ascorbic acid. That means vitamin C as man-made, cooked up in labs.
Okay.
Okay, remember that. Okay, and then here's some natural flavor. And oh, there's that red dye number 40 again, and yellow 5 and 6. This is red, so I don't know what they need yellow 5 and 6. And blue. Yellow 5 and 6, blue 1.
Just got to get it that right tinge.
General Mills, Betty Crocker, not good for you. So we've realized that labels will trick you, right? So now we're going to talk about a little bit of other stuff in nutrition wise. How important is water? You should be drinking a minimum of half your body weight in clean water every day. I
Yeah.
weigh 220 pounds. That means 110 ounces of water, quality water every day. Okay. Experts found that 63% of adults drink less than 4 cups of water per day. And that figure includes 7% of Americans who drink no water at all.
Does filtered water through coffee beans count?
No. And no wonder 85% of the population is dehydrated.
Yeah.
Dry skin, eczema.
Epidemic.
9 best times to drink water. When you first get up, before each meal. And you should drink like a glass of water before each meal because it'll help you eat less. With a snack, help you eat less. Before a workout, after a workout, with your medications, if allowed. You'll see vitamins that say take with a meal, because if not, the toxins will make you sick.
Yeah.
Drink more water when you're ill, illness exposure. Have a glass of water when you're tired. But here's the thing. This is a bottle of spring water in a BPA-free bottle. But here's the thing. Let's talk about the water you're drinking. Let's talk about your tap water. And this is just not tap water for you to drink, but out of your shower too. And oh, by the way, did you know the largest cell in your body, Whitney, is your skin?
Yeah. Your largest absorbing. We were talking about cotton already too. Your largest absorbing organ, right?
Is you're putting it against it. Yeah. And so there's 316 contaminants found in the nation's tap water. More than half of them are not regulated and have no safety standards. 202. The tap water pollutants nationwide, 2004 to 2009, there's over 256 million Americans that their tap water has over 316 chemicals in it. 252 million Americans have 136 toxins. 131, and see, these are different parts of the America and where you live.
Yeah.
And you were talking earlier about that movie, right?
Yeah, Aaron Brockovich. And so the chemical that movie made famous, which is called what is it? Chromium 6. Through all those people were getting sick and getting cancer in this one area, right? So she went and did this investigative thing. They determined it was that pollutant in the water, and the EPA has deemed it carcinogenic. And I just went and double checked today on the EWG's website, the Environmental Working Group. That chemical is still found in every state in the US in a water source.
Is that not crazy?
And we know how bad it is. And there still is a limit that's allowed in our water.
Right. Amy asked a question that I'm going to put up here. It says, thoughts on water diluting the stomach acid when consumed with meals. Amy, it's better to eat your meal without water. Drink water prior to your meal, eat your meal, and then drink water after is the better combination. So water does not dilute stomach acid. So now, what type of water should I be drinking, should you ask? Well, I mean, there's filters out there. One of them is a zero water filter that I like, and it actually tests the water for you. If you're drinking bottled water, and a lot of people do, make sure when it says purified water, that's tap water.
Okay.
That's tap water. But natural spring water, you've got to be careful because a lot of them come in bottles that are not BPA free.
Sure.
And BPA leaches into the water, which is a chemical, a cancer-causing chemical. Also, if you leave a water, whether it's a BPA-free bottle or not, in a hot car, not good. Not good. So there's lots of different filters out there. You can spend $1,000 on a filter. But what I have found and researched and testing is you can go to Walmart or you can go to Amazon. Today's Amazon Prime days. How do I know? Because the marketers are telling me that everywhere. Just like the marketers marketing this food. And you can buy what's called a zero water filter pitcher. And it's one of the best out there. And I think it's like 39 bucks.
Yeah,
You
so affordable.
So affordable. Yeah. And then now you have to change the filter once every couple of months, but the filters are like $7.
Yeah.
So let's talk about these supplements here. Why did our grandparents, why didn't they have to take supplements, but we do? Well, we're going to talk about that. Because listen, in 1950, when you ate an apple, they were not they were not sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, they were not genetically modified. You got 4.3 milligrams of iron in one apple.
Hmm.
In 1998, it was 0.18 milligrams of iron. So you'd have to eat 31 apples to equal the same amount of iron you got from one apple in 1950.
That astounds me every time I hear it. And I mean, this is 25 years ago. So think of where it's at now. Like if they would redo this study again.
Yeah. And so that's why you want to eat certified organic fruits and vegetables. Certified organic. Now you say, well, what about oranges? Okay. When my grandparents ate an orange, how many oranges would I have to eat to get the same amount of vitamin C? And I'm just talking store bought oranges.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 oranges. You'd have to eat 8 oranges to get the same amount of vitamins and minerals that you did when our parents were eating oranges.
Yeah. And talking about supplementation, like this isn't, we're not just trying to avoid GMOs here. We're not trying to avoid the faster growing processes, but our farms are being overworked as well. So the nutrients aren't in the soil, right? To like come up through the plant.
The mineral content is so much lower, so
Yeah.
much lower. And we're going to talk about that. 1940 versus 1991. So why do we need a supplement? This is an amazing product, a fulvic mineral product. And there's studies, research done. You saw what Dr. Linus Pauling said, that all illness in the body can be traced back to a mineral, vitamin and mineral, a mineral deficiency and
Yeah.
toxins.
Hmm.
And you wonder why. 40 versus 91. Mineral, sodium, these are all minerals. There's 49% less in vegetables than there was that many years ago. Fruits, less than 29% less. So you see, as you mentioned, they're all depleted
Hmm.
of the proper minerals that our body needs. And recently, there was a study done by Harvard Medical School and along with John Hopkins that found, and their research stated that every single human being in the United States is deficient in at least one mineral that is affecting their health.
Wow.
At least one. Isn't that crazy? So you have to supplement and you have to find quality supplements, which we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Because when you look
Because
at the label, go ahead.
and I don't know about you, but I can't eat 31 apples in a day.
No, no. No, I put organic apples in my smoothies in the morning, but I can't eat 31. I would need a much bigger blender.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're reading labels and it says USDA certified organic or natural or conventional, which means nothing, USDA organic cannot use artificial flavors, colors, preservatives, fertilizers, pesticides, or irradiation. If
Hmm.
it says all natural, they can't use artificial colors and flavors and preservatives, but they can use Roundup, pesticides, fertilizers, and they can irradiate it.
Sure.
And if it doesn't say any of that, they can do pretty much whatever they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can kill you. So here's the challenge with supplements. When you say, hey, we want to do supplements, Organic Consumer Association, nature always packages vitamins in groups. The vitamins work together. Nature does that. The vitamins work together for better absorption. For this reason, your body responds to an isolated vitamin, chemical synthetic vitamin, in the same way it responds to toxins. So when you're consuming synthetic vitamins, which we're going to talk about, Your
Yeah.
body recognizes it as a toxin and it overworks your liver and your kidneys trying to process that and get it out of your system.
Yeah.
So look at this. This study blew me away. The New York Health Department did a study and they took numerous store brands and they said they're not what their labels claim to be. They bought supplements from GNC, Target, Walmart, and Walgreens. And they found that they sold their supplements that they either couldn't verify the contents of the label or they contained ingredients that were not even listed on the label.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
How can you
Only
can't even trust that to be what it
no,
is now.
no. And look at this. Only 21% of the test results from the store brand herbal supplements contain DNA from the nutrition listed on the label. The other 79% did not even have a trace of it.
Yeah.
The retailer with the poorest showing was Walmart, where only 4% of the products tested showed DNA from the plants listed on the label. 96% didn't even include what it said on the label. The saw palmetto contained zero saw palmetto. Now, when you talk about Walmart brands, Nature Made is the number one selling vitamin mineral supplement in the country. They're sold like crazy at Walmart and they're also sold on Amazon.
Yeah.
But remember, we talked about when you read a label when it says vitamin A as
Yeah.
acetate, vitamin
Mhm.
C as ascorbic acid, vitamin D as calcium. This means as man made, cooked up in labs. These are synthetic chemicals.
Yeah.
Now, these nature made products, they average about $7.99 a container. Okay. But I want to show you anytime a vitamin says as ascorbic acid, I want to show you how it's made. So here's vitamin C as ascorbic acid. And please, folks, you're welcome to research this. You'll find it's true. So remember all the labels we said that said ascorbic acid?
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost everyone we've looked at.
So one of the things I want you to understand is 100% of all ascorbic acid made in the world is made in China because we can't compete with their prices. There used to be a plant or three plants in the United States closed down 10 years ago. There was two plants in the UK. The last one closed down 5 years ago. Now it's all manufactured in China using fermented GMO corn, hydrochloric acid, and acetone.
Like nail polish acetone?
Nail polish, acetone. Have you drank any nail polish remover lately?
No. Mm-mm.
No, no. Remember, we talked about vitamin D. It says calcium. It's
Mhm.
irradiated. They take sheep's wool, the lanolin, and they irradiate it. B12, when it says cobalamin, we saw that on a label. It's activated charcoal reacted with what's that word?
Cyanide.
Cyanide. Yeah. Vitamin E. Oh, you need vitamin E. You need vitamin K. Unless it shows the food source, it's made with phenols or plastics from petroleum waste treated with acetone nail polish.
Science is a strange thing. My brain is like, I don't even how do they come up with this stuff? It's crazy.
Right, right. It is. And you'll see doctors who will say, if you take this, don't take vitamin K. Well, this is the vitamin K they're talking about because it's made with coal tar derivatives produced with heavy metals and solvents.
So it would, like, have a reaction
Have
because
a
of that.
reaction. That's right. That's right. Okay, so beta carotene, we saw that, right?
Mhm.
Unless it shows the food source listed, is made with benzene, crude oil, extracted from acetylene gas. We saw riboflavin on some labels, even on the frosted flakes,
Yeah.
extracted from waste GMO corn with 2N acetic acid and methanol. Remember, we saw niacin or niacinamide on the labels, on the vitamin labels,
Yeah.
made with coal tar derivatives, ammonia, and formaldehyde
Like the preservative they use for
to
dead bodies.
embalm the body.
So we're just doing that early, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
let's get her done a little quicker. Yeah, yeah. And see, here's the thing, and you wonder why 88 years ago, 1 in 3,600 Americans got cancer, and last year it was 1 in 2.3.
Wow. Yeah.
Because we're eating crazy chemicals.
Yeah. And don't realize it. Like we're trying to make a good choice, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're thinking they're helping themselves. But look at this. Even if you go to GNC, see the other vitamins I say were $7.99. This
Yeah.
one right here is about $17, $18
Yeah.
because it's GNC. Look at the label. It's exactly the same. It's as ascorbic acid, as cholecalciferol,
Yeah.
as the riboflavin, thiamine, folic acid. It's the same chemicals.
Yeah.
Now you might wonder over here, Whitney, why? See, it says the recommended daily amount. Why
Mhm.
would they give you a B1 3,333% of the recommended daily allowance?
More is better.
Riboflavin 2,900. Well, let me tell you why they do this. Because your body realizes, remember earlier we read where your body recognizes these as toxins. And so the absorption rate, they trick your body into absorbing what your liver and kidneys can't get out, about 6%.
Wow.
The rest of it is waste. So $7.99 a bottle, $17. Here's one that really gets me is this. This is a product that is sold for between $50 and $60 a container.
So you would think from that it would be really great quality.
You would think, look at this. It's no different than the Walmart brand. It's got all these synthetic chemicals in there.
Yeah, same way.
And what's funny is this particular brand, they say, well, we use a patented process called liposomal. They say their patented liposomal technology. Well,
Okay.
liposomal technology was created in the early 80s by the drug industry. And what they do is they encapsulate these drugs in a water molecule, hide them so it tricks your body into thinking, oh, this is water, and it increases the absorption rate,
Oh, okay.
which is why these numbers are less. But I don't know about you, Whitney, but I don't want to trick my body into absorbing chemicals.
No, that wasn't on my checklist for today.
No. And so, one of the things that we talk about is taking whole food plant-based nutrition. And so here is a product from Touchstone Essentials that if
Mhm.
you look, it's USDA certified organic, made with organic fruits and vegetables. It's Quality Assurance International certified organic. It's vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free. Look at the label: aloe vera, Jerusalem artichoke,
Yeah.
kale, apple. None of the chemicals. It's all food.
Yeah.
Carrots, blackberries, organic cranberry, lemon, maitake mushrooms. This is what you're looking for when you need supplements. You need to supplement because you're not getting enough, but
Right.
you need whole food plant-based nutrition supplement. Here's one here with vitamin D. Okay. The very best source of vitamin D is sunshine, but guess where we live nowadays in an inside world?
Winter is coming too.
Not only that, when COVID hit 2 years ago, they said, don't go outside, don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know that 97% of people diagnosed with COVID were also diagnosed being low on vitamin D?
I didn't know that. No.
The best source of vitamin D is sunshine. The second best source of vitamin D, again, Google this, is this organic Agarcias mushroom,
Mhm.
2000 IUs in this product, along with barley grass, parsley, spinach, broccoli. It's all food. And
Yeah.
again, non GMO, gluten free, vegan, USDA organic. Here's a product that is absolutely amazing that is like it's super juice for a reason. There's over 42 organic superfoods in this product. They have the alkalizing blend, they have the detoxing blend, the digestive support with your probiotics and your prebiotics and your immune system. And if you read this again, it's all food.
Mhm.
No artificial flavors, no artificial anything.
Yeah.
Look at this other ingredient down here. Organic raspberry flavor. So it's real or certified organic raspberry flavoring.
Mhm.
Everything in there is real. And again, non-GMO, USDA organic, blah, blah, blah. Protein powder. This is a vegan, non-GMO protein powder with no soy, pea protein, rice protein, hemp protein, low berry extract, all food. It's
Yeah.
got MCT from which is medium chain triglycerides for help digestive blend, coconut oil. This is an amazing protein powder that is easily to digest and easily to build body. Fiber in today's world is one of the most important things you can do. Again, label organic, vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, USDA organic. Glucose control, diabetes and sugar spikes is one of the toughest things right now out there, and it's also terrible for people trying to lose weight. If you
Yeah.
can control your glucose levels, taking this simple supplement, then you can lose weight. It can help with, the sugar issues that you're having, the diabetes that you're having. And look, it's all food. And these mushrooms, the reishi mushrooms, the changa mushrooms, have been used in Asia for thousands of years to control diabetes and blood sugar issues. And now let's go back to talk about the toxins that we talked about. We are surrounded. We live in a toxic world. Diesel fuel, BPAs, we talked about that, lead, mercury, chemicals in vaping and cigarettes and the smell of thing, exhaust and pollution, ammonia manganese in wine, insect pesticides, flame retardants, not only on your furniture, but where else? In your clothes. Your clothes have flame
Yeah.
retardants.
Yeah.
Dry cleaning material. Aluminum has been proven to cause cancer, clinically proven. But what's in your deodorant? Aluminum.
Yeah.
And it's funny that women get more breast cancer than men because they shave under their arms, open those pores, and put aluminum on it. And
Wow.
ironically, there are 4 parts to the breast, and the part that's over there close to the underarm gets 80% more cancer than any of the other 3 parts. Pesticides, chemicals, tin poisoning, fluoride in your water and your toothpaste.
Mhm.
It's amazing the amount of toxins that are in the world today. Even small amounts of toxins. See, they let toxins out there because they say, "Oh, it's a small amount." Yeah, but see, it builds up over time and it stores in your fat cells, making it harder to lose weight. It
Yeah.
messes with memory, your clarity of focus. Look at the rise in dementia and Alzheimer's.
Mhm.
It disrupts your immune system. It disrupts your endocrine system, which causes you to not be able to lose weight. And it messes with your hormones. It affects your
Yeah.
energy, makes it hard to fall asleep. It's crazy what toxins do. But there is a natural way to remove toxins from the body, and it's a clinoptilite zeolite product. Zeolite's been around since the beginning of time. It's created when volcanic ash meets salt water. It creates a natural mineral. There's over 300 studies on PubMed done about the effects of this pure body extra zeolite detox. And again, toxins are everywhere.
Yeah.
You need to be removing toxins every single day.
Yeah. Those things that we just talked about in the circle, that's not something I can actively avoid without kind of becoming a hermit, right? Like in our world, I'm going to be driving in traffic with the exhaust. I am going to be, using how hard, I can't imagine. I haven't looked into it, how hard it is to get like a couch without the flame retardants in it, because there's probably a law or something that says it's too dangerous. Like it has to be part of your process. So constantly we can do a lot of things like you talked about already, buying organic foods and kind of making better choices that way, but we can't do everything, right?
Unless you want to be like the boy in the bubble. You're too young to remember that movie,
No,
probably.
Seinfeld. It's on Seinfeld.
And do you know who the star was in the boy in the bubble?
No.
The boy. It was oh my gosh. Not, as soon as I said it, I lost his name. He's the one who is a pilot, owns the airplanes, keeps them at his house.
No idea. Maybe a
Well,
friend of ours in the chat knows.
maybe a friend of ours in the chat knows who it is, but it's he's a big star. He played in Grease.
Oh, John Travolta.
John Travolta was the boy in the bubble.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So Apple cider vinegar, organic Bragg's apple cider vinegar, great natural product for doing lots of things for your body. Lemon water, the benefits of lemon water are great. I mean, that is there are natural products and things out there that you can do. But with the products that we talked about, the Touchstone Essentials products, there are many, many professional athletes. We've got tens of thousands of customers all over the world. We ship to over 62 countries around the world. And our philosophy is, you know, detoxing your body, removing the heavy metals and toxins from your body every day, building your immune system with our superfoods, and then balancing your body and your healthy blood sugar support, reducing hunger, curbing cravings, and losing weight with our glucose control. That's how these products work. And so I mean, our goal is to encourage and educate people on getting the proper nutrients in their body that's whole food, plant based nutrition that will make a difference. All of our products come with a 100% empty container money back guarantee, which means that when you order it, it's a 30-day supply. You take it exactly as recommended. And at the end of 30 days, if you don't love it and you don't see a difference, we'll give you your money back, no questions asked. Whitney, we're an 11-year-old company. We've had that policy in place in all 62 countries in 11 years, and we have less than a 1% return rate.
Wow.
So, you know, when you feed your body the proper nutrition and you get the proper nutrition, what can you expect? Well,
Mm.
here's some testimonies. Overall, I feel better than I have since my early 30s. At age 64, I feel like climbing mountains again. My sleep has regularized and my mental clarity's improved. I felt great and realized the bug that had been bothering my stomach had disappeared, i.e., you know, digestive issues and all kinds of things and your gut issues,
Yeah.
parasites. Zeolites helped me to clear my mind when studying. I can focus for hours at a time. I immediately had an increase in mental clarity, alertness, and energy. So we are a community rooted in goodness, and we want to. If you're interested in learning more about what we have to offer, you can put your comments in the chat. You can reach out to Whitney personally. I know many of you registered and gave your email, so we're going to be getting some information for you on that. Whitney, anything that you'd like to talk about before we close?
Um, just from that last slide, like that's a lot of my own story. And while I'm talking, if any of you have questions, go ahead, start putting those in the chat because we do have a little bit of time left that we can answer those. But talking about the mental clarity and having extra energy, not only is that part of my own story that I was a new mom. I had 3 kids under 3 at that time when I kind of started getting into the health world, and the world was telling me that mom tired was just normal. Like, that's just what you get to do now. You have little kids, they pull from you, they ask you to do all things at all different times of the day and hours of the night with the newborn, right? And you're not getting sleep and just power through. It's like your badge of honor, right? How tired are you? That's you get an extra star today. Um and when was introduced to this whole new world of being able to support my body, everything changed. That it wasn't the hand I was dealt anymore, that I couldn't change my deck, like toss them all into the discard pile and start over, right? Because when I started giving my body the right nutrients, when I started getting rid of toxins, like all of those things changed for me. Energy, mental clarity, um and I was a new person. Like, I got my joy back in my motherhood because I was just going through the motions, right?
Mhm.
It was, I remember it was a Saturday and I all of a sudden caught myself enjoying playing with my kids on the floor. Like, I wasn't just parenting from the couch anymore. I was actually interacting with them and having, um, the experience that I wanted to have and not the one that the world was giving me, you know? So I've seen these things work personally, and that's what I talk to so many people in my I don't know, in my sphere, right? My peers, I talk to a lot of moms because that's who I can relate to, and we've seen such a change in that.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I understand. So, Thanks for that feedback. We've got lots of testimonials about that on here. Amy asked a question. She said, "I've not researched this, but I've heard pea protein is not a complete protein. Is that's why it's one of several proteins in mix for the smoothies, which is the organic protein powder that we offer?" That's a great question. Pea protein is one of the cleanest plant-based proteins there are. Okay, and cleanest meaning it is the most. It's easy to absorb. It's also great on the digestive system, and it has some nutrients as well. And so we do include also other proteins as well. Not that pea protein is not a complete protein, but if you're looking to build muscle, pea protein is a great maintenance protein, but it's also does well for repairing. But it's people who are looking to build muscle. Pea protein, it's not that it's not complete. This just does a better job maintaining, but it is the cleanest protein available in the protein category. And plant-based protein is much more absorbable. And whey protein comes from cows,
Hmm.
and and it's the cheapest form of protein, and it's also made from cows that have hormones and antibiotics in it, which is why we look at our protein powder and we go with the pea protein as our number one, because it is clean, it's the cleanest available, and it also is a great product for maintenance. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and in saying that too, another thing you mentioned was about how our body stores those toxins in fat. And I just wanted to add a little bit onto that about how that's protection for our bodies. Like our bodies were designed to heal themselves, right? Our bodies were designed to function at 100%. But when we start giving them things that they can't process, it holds on to it. And it's like, I can't let this out because this will hurt you. And
Mhm.
until we give our body a way to get rid of that, that isn't, over, what's the word when like your liver can't process it all, overtaxed, um,
Mhm.
that it can't put those things through. So now it holds on to it. And I think people get in these yo-yos of like, oh, I'm doing all the right things and eating all the right things, but I hit this plateau and I can't go anywhere. And I think that's a big sign about your body is holding on to some junk that it's like, I don't feel safe to let this go.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Great question. I don't see any more questions in here. I will say that I've been with this company for 11 years, and as you research and as you look, we have thousands and thousands of testimonies. We have testimonial group pages, and you can go onto the website. And anytime that you're looking, and I was just looking at some of these uh, on here as far as the pea protein, for example. When you look at this talks about, and this is underneath the benefits for the protein powder, the organic super protein powder. Here are some expert opinions and experts who are, physicians, MDs, talking about the protein. And what we were talking about the pea protein is it helps keep muscles lean and support weight management. And over here on the right hand side, all of our products come with it's an overview, the benefits, the supplemental facts, what the experts say, frequently asked questions. Okay, frequently asked questions. And then also um, is the reviews. And our reviews are done by a third party company, and so which is a company called Verified Buyer. And so you can trust those because we don't manage those ourselves. And so this has a 4.8 rating, 5-star reviews, 4 stars, 3 stars. And so tons of information in here that you can find if you're looking for reviews or looking for information. I had a customer one time say to me, "Well, all of your reviews are done by your existing customers." And I said, "Well, would you rather them be done by people who haven't used the products?"
It's like, oh, right, right.
Mhm. Yeah. So,
Amy
Amy,
said,
that was a yeah, that was a great question, Amy. And again, tons of information on the website, which Whitney can share her website with you. Number one, number two, feel free to do any research that you find. So let's see this question here. Question about the gums thickens that also thicken us is guar gum different. Guar gum is different. Guar gum is a product that gives you energy, and I'm going to pull that up as well. Again, anything you want to find, you can find. Google it, look for it, and this is what it's called. It's extracted from a guar bean that has a stabilizing property, and that's why we use that in most of our products. Is it stabilizes it and helps it to be. It's useful in food, and here I can pull up what it says on Wikipedia. It's useful in food, feed, industrial applications. The guar seeds are dehusked, hydrated, and milled, and they typically produce as a free-flowing off-white powder that helps stabilize any product when it comes to that. A lot of companies use, instead of using guar gum, they will use, and I'll show you my resource where I'm. That's nope, not the one. Let's remove that one. They will use, if you see supplements a lot of times that have, they'll have bonding agents in there. Okay, so instead of using a guar gum, they'll use bonding agents. And here again, I googled it and I searched it, and this is under Wikipedia, and it talks about it. Talk about the properties and the stabilization and viscosity. And here's the thickening. It's used a thickening agent in foods and medicine for human beings. It's much better because it is gluten free. It uses an additive to replace wheat flour. And when you have a lot of wheat flour in products, it's no longer non-GMO. I mean, I'm not GMO, but gluten-free. So
Mhm.
wheat flour is a filler that you can use, but it makes it's a gluten product. So also other companies use bonding agents, and bonding agents are kind of a glue type product. So when you see capsules and they got lots of different colors and they're formed, they use bonding agents to hold them together. They call them bonding agents. We call them glue.
Yeah.
Great question. BBS. I don't know if it says hi BBS, so I'm not sure who that is or whether they were. Neither one of us are BBS, so they weren't saying hi to us.
You see,
Yep.
there's one more question from Amy about menopausal weight gain for a friend.
So, so menopausal weight gain for a friend is a hormonal issue. And then one of the big things with hormonal issues is a lack of vitamin D in women, and thyroid problems, which vitamin D, if you research it, is literally considered a hormone, especially for menopausal women. So menopausal women, if they're consuming soy and they're low on vitamin D, most likely they're going to have thyroid issues as well. And so if they manage that, and then also they've got blood sugar issues, which sugar spikes a lot of times is what causes hot flashes. So the glucose control would handle that. But when you're looking at that, about 98% of them are diagnosed with low vitamin D, which causes their body and their hormones to be out of whack, which causes cravings, which causes them to gain weight, and it's harder for them to lose weight. And they won't read every single label you find, because you are literally going to be shocked at the places you find soy,
Mhm.
because soy is used as a filler. Remember we talked earlier about in the pizza business when our pork was
Yeah,
60% soy, because it was cheaper. It's always so much cheaper. It's always one of the cheapest products out there.
right.
So that was a great question, and thank you for asking that. But you'll be shocked, Amy. And also I work with over 1,500 naturopathic doctors, and so be more than happy to connect your friend who is having issues with that with one of our naturopaths, because it's a lot of involvement when you come to weight gain in menopausal women. But the top ones are lack of vitamin D, thyroid issues, which vitamin D can help a lot. Okay, toxins in their body. So the first thing I would recommend is they detox using a zeolite detox, add their vitamin D, and then check their thyroid levels and their hormone levels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great. Thank you so much.
absolutely. Hope that helped. Hope that helped. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 9:09.
I
This
think
is
we are at the conclusion. Alan, thank you so much for your time this evening. I so appreciate you coming here to tell us more about nutrition and like the good choices that we can make. And I think as a overview, expensive doesn't mean better. We need to read our labels. We need to see what those actual listings of ingredients say, because just because it has a green leaf on it and says from nature and has some vitamin C in it for your kids doesn't mean that it isn't adding some chemicals into our diets.
exactly. Exactly. Great information. And yes, I'm drinking spring water in a BPA free bottle. Just so
Good,
you know.
being a good example.
All right,
Well,
gang.
thank
Hey,
you.
listen, if you've got more questions or you need more information, you can comment here because if most of you are on YouTube, and we will be able to go back and see them and be
Yeah,
able to get in touch with you if you want us to reach out to you to get your information. Oh, by the way, if you're interested in purchasing any of these supplements for attending tonight, Whitney can get you a $50 gift card. So if you're
yeah,
interested, reach out to Whitney either here or through her information, and she can get you a $50 gift card so you can try the products for, basically almost for free. And then again, comes with a no it comes with a money back guarantee, empty container money back guarantee. All
yep.
right. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Whitney, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you all for coming.